Well, hello everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review of 90 Day Hunt for Love, Season 1, Episode 5, The Boy Who Is Still Married. Let's get into it, y'all, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, to my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie's advice. It's time for Auntie's advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie's advice. So, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie on the late night. I am sorry, I am so late and on the late night. I'm telling you, if you have not already heard, I am planning a birthday party. And when I tell you it is a lot that goes into planning a birthday party, it is a lot that goes into the birthday party. I am so looking forward to seeing all of you all next month. No, August. I don't know what to do. So I am like tired. Telephone calls, meetings, scheduling, picking out things like so I'm up late and I need to really be in the bed. And but I wanted to make sure I got this review done. Hey there, JW. Hello there to Phoenix Rising 72. Hello there, Nathan. Hey, Suge 48. Hello to everybody else here. Just wanted to make sure that I recognize those members. Y'all, was this episode a whole hot mess express or no? This was a mess. I almost find myself like blushing and kind of looking away. I don't know if y'all are feeling that same way. But honey, I find myself looking away. It be so much going on this show. One of the things that I think that a lot of people would agree with me on is that I wish that the dating was with the other cast members who we have yet to really get to know. Um like we just haven't gotten a chance to know hardly any of the other cast members. You would think that the 90 Day Fiance people would not be so interested in each other, but they are. And I don't understand that, especially when you can open up your pool to start dating other people and stuff like that. I thought that, in the beginning when Rob was, dating Elise, that we would at least, get something out of that relationship. And we got nothing. Like, I mean, when I say nothing, I mean nothing, right? Because she got obsessive and possessive with the man and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't understand why they're so interested in each other. One of the things that I noticed in a 90 Day Fiance couples till all, right, is that they fan like over each other. And like, so when we saw Greg and he met Sarper, like he was fanboying over him. And so they fan over each other. And I just I don't understand it. But nevertheless, there are a few breakouts that happen, in this particular show. There's just a couple, like a handful of them. And it is what it is. So, without further ado, let me get into the review. So, we open up this episode with basically what's the child's name? Courtney and Jennifer back at the pool. Because at first I was thinking, when I looked at it, I was thinking, God, am I looking at the wrong episode? But the two of them were at the pool and everything. And we all know that Jennifer had a wild night of passionate sex. Okay, we just gonna say it. With Rob. Downtown in the pool, on the bed, on the shades lounge, like they was doing the most, okay, with the least probably. But anyway, we saw, them talking at the poolside, and she was just kind of talking about the relationship, the stuff that happened with Rob and Cole on the bus. And so the next thing you know, Cole walks up on her. And I'm just thinking to myself, good God Almighty. And so, Courtney was saying, the boy has just been all over the woman. And she said that, his shirt was cut so low that it looked a little film, right? She was like, he's showing more cleavage than I am. And so he, walked up and was like, hey, do you all mind if I come over and have a talk with y'all? And so Courtney said, yes. Well, Courtney's answer should have been, it was no. And I don't know why people get that wrong. So if somebody walks up on you and they say, hey, Auntie, do you mind if I sit here? If I say yes, then that means that I mind that you sit there. Her answer should have been like, no, we don't mind. Come on and, have a seat. And so Jennifer, Courtney says, I don't want to be in the middle of this, even though we know she does. She gets up, she walks away, and the two of them talk about, the relationship and what happened and woo-de-woo-de-woo. Jennifer completely gaslights him into, first of all, she led with the truth, right? She'll give you a little sprinkle of the truth, and then the rest of it is embellished lies, manipulation, and some mobile. Okay. And so, she basically was telling him that he shushed her. And she doesn't want to be sure. She didn't like the way that he handled it and all of that kind of stuff, just the jealousy and, knick knack, patty right, give a dog a bone. And so, she really had a problem with him about that. And so, he, apologized, kind of, not really, about doing that, right? Because he and both Cole and Rob are in competition to get Jennifer's heart. And I'm just like, I don't. Okay, so this is hunt for love. So this should be hunt for lust, hunt for a hookup buddy. This is not love. And the conditions in which they're doing anything, the slutty games that they're playing, does not lead one to find love. Cole is after Courtney. Usman believes that he's already in a relationship with Courtney without trying to court her, take her out on a date, buy her flowers. Hell, pick flowers, bitch. You on the island. Like, it just doesn't lead to, in my opinion, love. It just doesn't lead to love. So she gaslights him and says that she just really wanted to spend time with Rob. She wanted to get to know Rob. Of course, she is not going to tell anyone that she had, sex with him. But however, on the after show, there's an after show that comes up. Tiffany discussed that they heard the whoop whoop and the whoop bam going on next door. They already know what happened. Now, Rob think he in the bank with her, but he's not in the bank with her because Jennifer's one of those girls. She's here for the fun of this. And the thing about it is, they have all been talking about Tim not being attracted to her and stuff like that. And not making love to her or whatever you want to call it. But Tim is the one that's smart and got away. Tim is the one that's smart and got away, hunty. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of things, okay? Um, so wait a minute. So Jennifer acts, talks to like the girls, and she confides in the other women about how she's conflicted between Rob's passion and Cole's consistency, and she's supposed to be torn, right? So Jennifer takes advantage of a private moment to flirt with. I mean, so Rob takes a moment to kind of flirt with Jennifer by the pool, and they have this chemistry, and he makes a bold move and all of that kind of stuff, and she just seems a little. I don't think Jennifer's into Rob because Rob, during this episode, Rob admitted that he is still legally married, which should have been a disqualifier. How is he hunting for love? Love that's going to turn into something else if he's already married. But he's telling her that there's nothing between the two of them and that the divorce is in the process. But Jennifer, you can tell by her whole response or non-response that she got a problem with it. And another couple that really shook me was Tiffany and oh my God, what was the guy name with Tiffany? Anyway, Tiffany was with this guy, right? She's been liking him. She's been liking a guy named Rocky and somebody else. And I can't think of his name. Anyway, they had this little mud bath thing together, right? And Tiffany said that basically they made it look like she thought that when they was going to have this little mud bath date, that they was going to get into this hot mud and all of that kind of stuff, right? She said the mud was in jars. And they had to take this mud and put it on each other. And of course, they were, acting sensual and stuff like that. We knew wasn't nothing going on. So Tiffany she's been liking this guy, right? She's been kind of looking at him. And Tiffany tells him that she has a kid, that she has two children, and one is a teenager and the other one is 5. When I tell you that boyfriend was like, let me get this mud up off my Tiffany was really taken aback by it. Um she didn't act like it then because he was saying, I'm single. When I meet somebody, I want to meet them for love. And I want to be the first one to have the baby with the girl, I guess. I don't know. He said he don't really do children or do relationships with children in it, which is his prerogative. If that's his preference, then that's fair. But Tiffany was taken aback. So now she's going back to the other dude, and I think his name is Rocky, to try to start a relationship with him, right? Because the door is closed. So she did ask the guy if he would consider, trying it, still trying to pursue the relationship. But I think that is a moot issue. He just doesn't want to have be with someone that got kids. And I absolutely can't blame him for not wanting to be with somebody who already has a ready-made family, because a lot of that stuff, goes along with it. So they had these little games and stuff like that that they were playing. And let me tell y'all something. So they had these teams, and they split them up in teams of 4, and they did these different activities, right? And they had one where they all were pouring water. You sit in front of someone and then you pour the water behind you into the bucket, and then the next person does it. And then they had one where they had to pop a balloon, but they could not. They had to have one partner, and they had to pop the balloon without touching it. Then they had another game where they had cards that they had to do something with, right? And they couldn't touch the card; they had to use it with their mouth. Just nasty, stupid, right? And so they had gotten down to the point where they were like, okay, these are the runner-ups, and these we're gonna have to find out. We got a tie, and we gotta break this tie. I think that was the setup, but okay. Now on one team, it was Tim. Was it Tim? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can. I I wrote notes down, y'all, but I left them. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. So on that team, it was Rob. It was Rob, Chantel, Jennifer, and somebody else. On the other team, it was I can't remember. I can't remember. Anyway, these people was on the team together, and they had to do a tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker was that they had to kiss each other. So all of the women on each team, it was 2 guys, 2 girls. I can't remember who was on the teams. Bottom line is the girls decided that they would kiss each other. So it was Elise and some girl, I don't know where she came from. And on the other team, it was Jennifer and Chantel. So instead of them kissing the guys, right? Because I know that Jennifer was on the same team with Rob, because Rob thought that it would be a great idea if he and Jennifer kissed in front of Cole. And I was like, I don't know why Rob is playing this tit for tat. Like, men shouldn't play tit for tat, in my opinion. Just be a man. Okay. Anyway, the women picked each other, and they had to have this kissing contest. So the young lady that was kissing with Elise just basically knocked her ass down to the ground. And it was just a wild animalistic type of kissing going on, like flipping each other, kissing. While Chantel, Jennifer was kissing Chantel. And I mean, now y'all know Chantel has been at this point, when this was filmed, questioning her sexuality. not knowing whether or not she wanted to be with women. She has an appetite to date a woman. She don't know. Chantel had disclosed that her and one of her friend kissed her. And she was, she liked it. She said, I kissed a girl and I liked it. So Chantel's already going through these issues, right, which she's there. Honey, when I tell you that Chantel was sitting down on some kind of chair or stool, hey, Stevie Trues, and Jennifer straddled her. When I say that they was kissing, they were kissing, licking, diving, exploring in each other's mouths. Jennifer was licking Chantel all up her throat kisses. I mean, I was like, okay, this need to be a little blurred out for old bitches like me. Y'all, it was borderline get a room. No, it wasn't even borderline get a room. It was get a room and get it quick on somebody else's credit card, bitch. They were kissing and Chantel was in it. Next thing I know, the men were like, damn. Like the men were shocked. Like everybody was like, oh my God, the lady who was facilitating the game and the kiss, she was like, and I ain't do no pictures because I'm tired. She was like giggling and all into it. She forgot to even cut it off because they was like, is it an end to this? Is it a timer on how long these bitches got to kiss? Meanwhile, Elise is down on the ground with the other girl. I want to say the girl name was Lisa or something. Down on the ground. They walling back and forth. It wasn't passionate. It just was crazy. Needless to say, they won that competition. The meantime and in between time, before that, they had a session where they all sat around and talked about where you compatible. So there were certain questions that they were asked. For example, one of the questions that they had to answer is, what's more important to you, money or love? And you had to write it down and then reveal it. And they wrote it down and they revealed it. And Usman and Courtney had the same thing, and it was money. So they asked Usman about, that's an ignorant ass man. But anyway, they asked Usman about why he picked money, right? And so he was saying that he picked money because, love fades and it goes away. Courtney said the reason why she picked it was because her mother told her, you're a good girl and you have a wonderful heart, Courtney. And if you meet somebody, right, you're able to love them, but you need to have money because most divorces end because of financial reasons. And I was like, so why Courtney ain't married? Colt is in competition with Usman. He's not in competition to be with Courtney. Once last week, when Usman and Colt sat on the beach and they were going back and forth, right? About the bull, right? Usman saying, competition. I'm the better man. I'm this and I'm that. And Colt was like, I don't give a damn about you. That's what men think about other men. Nothing. Colt then, even though he was attracted to Courtney, he got blown off by the other girl. But even though he was attracted to Courtney, right now he's in competition. And that's what I noticed about the men. The men are in competition with each other. They're not in competition because they really want this woman. This is just my opinion, just from observation. Because neither of them are courting Courtney. They're courting each other and being in competition with each other. So Colt was like, I feel like I lost on that because Colt felt like money can go away, but love doesn't. At the end of the day, both of those things can go away. And in my opinion, one is not more important than the other one. If you are already secure with your own money, don't need nobody, like what? But you want somebody to come into the relationship with you who is compatible financially. And love does fade, right? But you can always restore it. So 50%, I believe, of divorces that do happen is because of finances. Finances is one of the number one things that causes a relationship to end. What is the old song? No romance without finance. You got to have a job if you want to be with me. Boy, back into the period. But anyway, um, absolutely Phoenix Rise, and the men are treating it like a game, and the women are the prizes. Absolutely. Now, like I said, Rob told, you know, I was trying to go somewhere and I can't remember where I was trying to go. But anyway, so it was just so they ended up winning competition. After they won the competition, they all got a bottle of champagne. And I noticed that one thing is that they seem like they promote drinking. You barely see them eating, but you damn sure see them drinking. And that will make anybody come out their character and act different. Anyway, so on that team was Tiffany. Tiffany chose to go with, was it Tiffany, y'all? Okay. So Jen was on the team. They got a bottle of wine, and with that bottle of wine, they got an opportunity to go on a date. Jennifer went on a date. She picked Cole. Rob was looking fucked up because he thought that she was going to pick him. Chantel was on the team, and so Chantel decided, out of sympathy and empathy, to take Rob. Tiffany took the Rocky, right? Because she had already found out. Am I right? I can't remember. Fuck it. And then the other date was, because it was four people, Auntie, that went on these dates. So it was Rob and Chantel, Jennifer and Cole, Tiffany, and why can't I remember? Who did Tiffany take? Tiffany. Oh, it was Elise. Elise took Rocky, and Tiffany took, because Tim has come out of the backyard and he's like an Elise. He played water balloons with her and has been scoping her out, and now Tim likes Elise. But Elise ended up taking the Rocky dude. What other fucking couple? Oh my God, I cannot remember. Fuck it, I can't remember. Oh, are y'all trying to tell me? Oh, okay. Elise took Rocky. Okay. Tiffany was salty. Elise chose, yeah. Oh, you right. Okay, thank you. I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. So when so Chantel basically took Rob just out of sympathy. But when what's the child's name? Jennifer. When Jennifer went with um Cole, Cole's whole conversation was about Rob. Now Cole had already said that he had an issue with her being on a bus, throwing him to the side. She gets it and gaslights him and says, I ain't even kissed neither one of y'all. Yes, the fuck you did. You did more than kiss. You did more than kiss. Rob is understanding the game. Or at least he act like he is. He is understanding that Tiffany, that Jennifer is playing a game. And she is. This girl was straddling this man. And it was blurred out. That's why I say this show is kind of borderline. It almost makes me blush. It makes me feel like I'm looking at corn. And I don't look at that stuff because my spirit can't take that stuff. Now I may get out here and I may curse and I may do my little stuff, right? And act ignorant, read people and stuff. But let me tell you something. Fundamentally, who I am is a Christian. So certain things I don't put in my ear gate and my eye gate, right? According to the word that I follow, it says, guard your heart with all due diligence because out of it comes the issues of life. I guard my heart as it relates to those kinds of things. And so when I'm watching it, while I'm enjoying it, I am conflicted with the very thin line that they're teetering on. Because the kissing scene, the scene with Rob and Jennifer, the scene with Rob and Elise, some of this stuff is a little bit too much. It's too much. It is. And I'm like, okay. No, I'm scatterbrained because I'm tired. But needless to say, this show is good because it's action that's constantly going on, but it's too much. And I don't know what made Tim think that he could be with Elise and that she would be even interested in him because Tim is eccentric. And he and Elise, I think, would be fire and fire, just different kinds of fires. So I don't understand what it is, right? And then on the other show, they were saying, they think that Elise has gotten herself together, that she had this one time thing. And I'm just like, no, she showed who she was. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. When Elise got possessive and obsessed over Rob, that's who Elise is. That's exactly who Elise is. Believe that bitch. Was there anything else significant that happened? I don't think so. And even if it did, I'm getting ready to go to bed. Um, I have been liking um let me see. So I pulled this up. Some fan reactions. Reddit buzzed with excitement when Chantel's bold move unfolded. One fan noted, Chantel literally doesn't matter if you start dating or even gas preferring women. It's 2025. Just smooch girls and be your queerest self is fine. Another fan said, I was rooting for Chantel for most of the episode. Okay. They also said the kiss sparked a more intimate and vulnerable tone in the villa. Chantel later shared her initial experience kissing a woman, right? And this is suddenly the spotlight has widened beyond the Rob Jennifer Cole triangle. Chantel's exploration opened up a new narrative threads, prompting viewers and co-stars to consider her storyline. But during the moment, Colt slapped his face in shock. Tiffany covered hers. Rob looked stunned, and Tim seemed unfazed. Their diverse responses revealed the villain's very comfort levels around same sex interaction. Okay? People's ongoing coverage highlighted how this moment deepened Chantel's self discovery post divorce. They reported that Chantel hopes her new interaction with Jennifer will aid in understanding if she's with men or women. But Chantel said that she is with men, that she's still attracted to men. However, I think that most of us have seen that Chantel is with a woman. Oh, really? Phoenix Rising 72 said, I've heard that the singles have been hooking up with each other. The producers are choosing to focus on the 90-day cast. Really? Where'd you hear this at? Let me ask my best friend ChatGPT. Are the rumors of cast members hooking up off camera true? And where Now I see that they said on TV Showcase, okay, 90 Day Hunt for Love spoiler cast member dumps Usman for Colt. What? Ah, let's see. They said a reality TV page recently shared shocking details about how Usman was allegedly dumped by Courtney and made out with Colt shortly after ditching him. They said this resulted in tensions between Usman and Colt. In addition to that, new details surfaced claiming that Colt lived with Courtney and her parents in Florida while she was healing from an injury, which happened while filming the spinoff. However, it was alleged that Colt later cheated with two Brazilian girls, resulting in Courtney kicking him out of her parents' house. Bitch, I know you lying. I know you was lying. And the thing that I noticed about Usman is that he's a lazy lover. He has no hunt in him because he is so used to older women, right? Older American women fawning over him, giving him money, treating him in a way that he should not be treated. He is no hunt. And to date someone his age, it wouldn't even, I don't think it would work because he doesn't have any hunt. And young women want to be hunted. Hell, I ain't a young woman, but I still want you to hunt. I don't want somebody that just lay back. He just has no skills. He has the audacity to say that I think he had the audacity to say that he don't date older women. Bitch, you's a lie. A whole lie. Then one of the things that they talked about was the sex, and he was saying, they said, do you want it once a week or more during the day? Cole said he wants more during the day, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Vanessa said that that's all he wanted to do every day, all day long. Vanessa vouched for that and talked about that years ago. How Colty would want to have sex with her 5 and 7 times a day. So what he's saying is not a lie. It's not a lie. So they saying in Monster Critics, Jennifer hooks up with Rob and Chantel. Oh no, that ain't. They said no, but none of this stuff has been confirmed. These are just rumors that are circulating. I think here's the picture. Hold on, y'all. This was a mess. That scene with Chantel and Jennifer was a hot mess. I mean, they got into that. Let me show y'all. Look at that. A mess. I mean, when I say they got into it, they got into it. Yeah, they did. I was shocked. I was like, okay, I need to cut this off. I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I didn't know what I was looking at. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to go hit on the bed because I should have been in bed now an hour and a half ago. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thanks for waiting on me. Thanks for always having your notification bells on. So when I go live, y'all go live with me. I know I was scatterbrained and all over the place because a girl is tired. Okay, but I can't wait to see y'all here in DC for my birthday party. I love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.